its muddy veins pulsing through a city that wears its heart on its sleeve. New Orleans. This ain't your Disney-fied postcard, folks. This is a place where the past whispers in the wrought iron balconies, where every brick has a story soaked in sweat, sin, and something soulful you can't find anywhere else. Join us as we dive into the rich tapestry of New Orleans, a city of history, music, and vibrant celebrations. We're going to peel back the layers of this onion, get a little dirty, maybe shed a tear or two, but most importantly, we're gonna eat, drink, and get to the heart of what makes this city tick. Forget your history books, kids. Here, history is alive. It's in the air, thick and humid, a mix of Spanish moss, Creole spices, and the ghosts of pirates long gone. This city's a bastard child of empires. French, Spanish, African, indigenous, all tossed together in a pot and left to simmer for centuries. You see it in the architecture, a mishmash of styles that somehow work. You hear it in the music, a gumbo of jazz, blues, and zydeco that'll make your soul ache in the best way possible. And you taste it in the food, man. Jambalaya, gumbo, po' boys overflowing with fried goodness. This ain't just sustenance, it's survival. It's celebration, it's history on a plate. We're gonna walk these streets, talk to the locals, the ones who've seen it all, from the good times to the bad. We'll hear stories of resilience, of rebuilding after the storms, both literal and metaphorical. Because New Orleans is more than just a place. It's a state of mind, a refusal to be anything but itself, scars and all. Let's be honest, you can't talk about New Orleans without the French Quarter rearing its head. A little worse for wear maybe, but still standing. It's a labyrinthine heart, pulsing with life, music spilling out of every doorway, the smell of beignets thick in the air. But look past the neon signs and beads for a minute. Look at the wrought iron balconies, the intricate details, the way the light hits the weathered brick. This was a city built on trade, on pleasure, on a certain kind of lawlessness that still lingers in the air. We'll wander down Bourbon Street, sure, dodge the drunk bachelorette parties and the guys hawking trinkets. We'll have a drink, maybe two, listen to some music that'll rattle your bones. But we'll also delve deeper, into the hidden courtyards, the antique shops, the voodoo shops with their strange allure. Because the French Quarter is a place of contradictions, of beauty and decay, of darkness and light. It's a place where you can lose yourself, find yourself, or maybe just end up with one hell of a hangover. Either way, it's an experience, man. Close your eyes, can you hear it? That mournful trumpet, the piano keys tinkling like secrets in the night. This is the birthplace of jazz, baby, and the ghosts of legends still walk these streets. Louis Armstrong, Jelly Roll Morton, Buddy Bolden, their spirits are woven into the very fabric of the city. We'll walk in their footsteps, from the honky-tonks of Basin Street, now long gone, to Preservation Hall, where the music still throbs like a heartbeat. We'll stand on the corner where Louis Armstrong supposedly hawked newspapers as a kid, the same corner where now a statue stands in his honor. It's not just about the past, though. We'll check out the new generation of musicians, keeping the flame alive in smoky bars and street corners. Because in New Orleans, the music never really dies. It just changes keys, finds a new rhythm, a new voice to tell its stories. And trust me, these stories will stay with you long after the music fades. The stories of struggle, of joy, of pure, unadulterated soul poured out through brass and percussion. It's a language everyone understands, man. A language that speaks to something deep inside us all. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the one wearing purple, green, and gold and throwing beads at anything that moves. Mardi Gras. Yeah, it's a party, a bacchanalian free-for-all that descends into a glorious, drunken mess. But it's also more than that. It's rooted in tradition, in the Catholic calendar. But like everything else in this city, it's been co-opted, transformed, made its own. We're talking about weeks of parades, of elaborate costumes and masks, of crews with names like Bacchus and Zulu, each with their own history, their own rituals. We'll stand on St. Charles Avenue, watch the floats roll by, catch beads, or maybe a coconut if we're lucky, and feel the energy of the crowd surge like a wave. We'll talk to the people who spend all year preparing for this, who pour their hearts and souls into creating something magical, something fleeting but unforgettable. Because Mardi Gras is a release, a chance to shed your inhibitions, to embrace the chaos. It's a celebration of life, of excess, of the city itself. It's a reminder that sometimes you just gotta let loose, throw on a costume, and dance in the streets. We can't talk about New Orleans without talking about Katrina, the storm that ripped through this city, leaving scars both physical and emotional. We'll visit the lower Ninth Ward, see the houses still marked with the high water lines, hear stories of loss, of displacement, of unimaginable hardship. But we'll also see the spirit of resilience, the way this community came together to rebuild, to support each other, to honor their dead, and fight for their future. We'll meet the musicians, artists, chefs, and everyday people who refuse to let the storm break their spirit. Because New Orleans is a city that knows how to survive. It's been through fires, floods, epidemics, economic downturns. And through it all, the heart of the city has kept beating, its soul intact. You see it in the music, in the food, in the smiles on the faces of the people who call this place home. New Orleans is a reminder that even in the face of tragedy, even when all seems lost, there's always hope. There's always a reason to sing, to dance, to celebrate life. So there you have it, a glimpse into the soul of a city that defies easy categorization, a city that will grab you by the collar, drag you onto the dance floor, and leave you wanting more. New Orleans isn't for everyone. It's messy, it's complicated, it's got a past that's both beautiful and brutal. But if you're open to it, if you're willing to let go of your preconceptions and embrace the unknown, this city will reward you in ways you never imagined. Discover the spirit of New Orleans and how its rich history shapes its vibrant present. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit this incredible city.